So basically, copy, guys, is really simple. But as you guys can know, people confuse things, okay? So writing what your offer is in your introduction. So I'm gonna bullet point this to just make it super simple for you guys, because it's pretty simple, but a lot of people have confusion on how to do it. So I'm a person who likes to keep things simple and then put it out into the marketplace and see if it works. Okay, a lot of times people don't have the whole execution strategy where it's like, okay, great. I'm writing copy, but am I targeting the right person? So a couple things, if you're taking notes, the first thing that you want to do is say, am I talking to the right people? Are we targeting the right people? And if you are prospecting and you're putting people into a funnel or into a channel, are these people targeted? Are these people ideal buyers of yours, right? And one, of course, do you even know your ideal buyer, right? Like, who is that person for your offer? So that's the first thing. That's, of course, like even before getting into the copy, it's really just about making sure you understand your avatar, right? You want to understand your prospect, understand who they are, okay? And so a couple things, like we could talk about specifics when we're doing the Q&A after we write the copy. So a couple things that you definitely want to have down: targets, right? Making sure you have a message, and then making sure that you're talking to people every single day about that message, okay, about that offer, right? So I came up with a really simple one for cold email, okay? Cold email, so basically any kind of structure for copy. For email, I came up with a three-pronged sequence for you guys, okay? And this three-pronged sequence is offer, making sure you have a right offer. So your offer is, maybe in ours, I just made one up, helping coaches book more appointments without using paid ads, right? Great, so I need more appointments. I'm a coach, I need more appointments. How do I do that? Like, what do I have to do, okay? So then in the email, you want to have introduction. So the structure for your offer for email one, as an example, should be offer. And that is introduction, pain point, solution, CTA, which is call to action. Okay. So basically, and I just wrote one out for you guys, and we could go over yours once you guys create yours. So the first one is, Joe, I came across your YouTube channel and personalized line, right? Joe, I came across your YouTube channel and I see that you're running paid ads for your offer. Pain point, I've noticed a lot of coaches and course creators struggle to obtain consistent traffic without spending loads of money in the competitive ad market. Solution, my name is Phil, and I help digital creators like you create consistent stream of high quality converting traffic through email, LinkedIn, and SMS outreach. Call to action is, I found you on your channel, but I have 2 to 3 ideas I think you could, that I think could 2 to 3x your growth and traffic. Are you open to hearing? Let me know, Phil. This is the offer email, guys. Okay, so that's number 1. So intro, pain point, solution, CTA. You got to keep it simple and you got to keep it catchy. Okay. So when you're writing this out, it's something that has to be easily flow. And of course, just like anything, you have, like, if you're working with Raylan, have him look at your stuff, or of course, just make sure that you're making it make sense, Second email number 2, okay, is the bump. Okay. Email 2 is the bump. Joe, I'm sure you're busy. Wanted to send a friendly follow-up. Thanks, Phil. Okay, and this could go out after 24 to 48 hours. If you're using any of the softwares to send emails, there's so many softwares. If you guys, obviously need any guidance on that, I mean, there's Mailshake, Instantly. There's so many ones that you could use. And then just use, or Lemlist is good to send emails. Number 3 is case study. Joe, I wanted to share with you an example of a similar educator I was able to help grow. I met Bob, and he was, and then we could use, before I was writing this, right before we got on this call. I met Bob, and he was, before, right? I met Bob, and he was spending a lot of money on ads, and his ROAS, if you guys don't know what ROAS is, return on ad spend, was high, and he needed another traffic source to bring on new business. And then working with us, he was able to 3x his revenue in 90 days using similar system like we're right. I'm just making it up. And then call to action again. So before, so case study is just intro. So before is basically intro, right? Before, after, CTA. Okay. This is the basics of copy, guys. Okay. The problem that we always have in the market, like I said, everybody kind of keeps things difficult. Okay. They make things, they want to like be, people want to reinvent the wheel when the wheel has already been created, right? Don't get me wrong. It's great to be creative, but in your own way. Okay. But using frameworks that work, right? It saves time, it saves energy, it saves money when you use things that work, right? Hence why you buy into programs. We've all invested. I've invested $60,000 this year just in programs. It's so important to invest and continue doing exactly what you guys are doing today, right? So do you want me to open up to any questions now, or do you want them to just work on some of these things?
One other thing, we had a quick question we'll throw in, and we'll get to the other ones too, but which was,
there's
use the function keep. Also, do you use the same structure for text?
No, we do not. Yeah, this is email, and then I'll show you guys LinkedIn. So, okay, I'm going to just use the function.
I was gonna say, maybe let's jump over to LinkedIn, and if you want, you can use mine. You can use mine as an example.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, again, let's get on the call. Let me just finish this. You want me to use yours? You want me to pull up your stuff, Braylon?
Yeah, if that's easier, I don't care.
Okay, all right. So, well, LinkedIn's the same thing. Okay, so LinkedIn is similar but different, right? LinkedIn, you definitely want to focus on targeting as well. So if you're not using Sales Navigator on LinkedIn, you're not really doing it right? You got to have Sales Navigator, okay? So Sales Navigator is basically, like I love to say, is every single person you want to talk to, you can search for them all day long and target them all day long with that one tool. So imagine having access to everybody's profile, email address, and information on LinkedIn, and you could search for it, which I guess I could bring it up. You want me to bring it up for you? You want me to do LinkedIn a little bit? All right, let's do a little bit of LinkedIn.
Yeah, the main thing I want everyone to walk away with is I want them to be able to literally start DMing on LinkedIn today.
Okay, perfect. Great. All right, while that's loading, let's talk about copy. All right, great. So LinkedIn. All right, we're going to talk about targets on LinkedIn. Okay. Targets on LinkedIn is just like everything. Make sure we're targeting the right people. And then when you build these lists out, you want to make sure that these lists are the people. So you have to take the extra time to actually look at them. Okay. So like if you pull a list together, like we're going to do a quick list right now. So like, let's just say your offer helps, we could just say coaches, right? Whatever we want to do. So you go into lead filters. So basically you could filter out anything that you need in here. So a couple things you want to do is connections. second and third degree connections. Okay, you don't want to target people that you're already connected with. Okay, a first degree connection is somebody that you're already connected with. Okay, second and third are people that are connected to people you're connected to, and then people that you're not even connected to, which is basically everybody else, which is third degree connection. Okay, then we want to talk about, where are these people? Where are my customers? Are they in Brazil? Are they in UK? Are they in the United States? Are they in Canada? Obviously, let's just do North America. Okay. So industry, what is the industry? Are they, right? So we're going to say coaches. See, I think it's professional. LinkedIn has been making changes. Yes, professional training and coaching. Right. Then we're going to take, okay, great. Is that person an owner? Are they CXO? How big is their company? We have to really understand. So let's just say we look for, a coach that has 1 to 10 employees in the business. But if you want to go enterprise, right, of course you could go enterprise. Okay. Secondly, job title. Let's just say we're looking for owners. We're looking for co-owners. We're looking for founders. And then we're looking for owners, founders, and then co-founder. So you guys could do 2 searches for targets for actual job title seniority. You could do job title specific, which is very good. Or if you want to do an overlay, which I kind of don't recommend. I used to do this for a while. I don't really recommend it. I recommend doing specific titles only. You could do seniority level. If you don't want to go, you could just do owner level, period, which is a whole 25K, okay, in North America. All right. So, but I like to do it this way. Let's see if it is the same thing. You see 25K, which is the same. But sometimes when you're doing it, it's just better if you do it like this, to be honest. Okay. When you're doing a connection request, okay, if you guys want to connect with people, here's a little trick. Okay. If you want to do a connection request, you could go to Spotlight and you could do people who posted on LinkedIn in 30 days, right? So you could pull the list of people who posted on LinkedIn within the past 30 days. Okay, why is that important? Because those people are active on LinkedIn, okay? Which everybody knows, LinkedIn's kind of like, you're either using it or you're not using it. One of the two. You know, people who are active, of course, like are going to be like, just like I said, attention, marketing to attention. Do I take that offer message and put it in front of people who are on LinkedIn or people who might not be on LinkedIn? Does it make sense? It's very simple, you know, common sense kind of stuff, right? So let's say we just want to talk to the people who posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days, right? Now we have a nice little targeted list of coaches who we know that are active on LinkedIn. They actually just did a post on LinkedIn. Okay, so we have a list of 5.5 thousand. And now you have a good list of people that you can target to make this happen. Okay, so now once you have this, you could basically go on this list with the sales copy that we write, and you could go on one by one and write them. So you can manually do it, which is recommended. Okay, the reason that it's recommended prior to using a tool instead of using a software tool is because if you don't know how to use a platform yet, you need to do it manually first to understand the platform and really learn. Go on YouTube and look at people and how, you know, like there's so many videos to learn on Sales Navigator. There's so many videos to learn on how to prospect online manually. Like make sure what you're searching on online is very specific. The problem with people when they're doing search queries in YouTube, they're not specific enough. So if you're not specific enough, you don't get the right answers. So if you want the right answers, just like in life, if you want the right answers, you have to ask the right questions. Okay, so we got to ask the right questions in order to get the right answers. Some people are asking the wrong questions, and hence why they're getting not the right answers and they're not where they want to be. So you got to ask the right questions to get the right answers. Very important. This is in general in life, right? If you don't ask the right questions and you don't answer it with honesty and truth, right, it won't work. So Make sure you're asking the right questions on YouTube to find the answers that you need, and or talk to people that you're partnered with for answers, right? So anyways, you could go manually one by one. I'll just do one really quick. And then you can message that person. You could go to their profile, or you could go back here. So you could go to Chris Duffin, right? You're on LinkedIn, you go right here. Chris Duffin. View full profile. And if you're doing it manually, you can write customize outreach, okay? So then you can come here, you go to more, and you connect with him, and then you write him the message. So you go connect, add note, Chris. And then we basically write, well, let's go to the copy structure, right? Offer. So you have a 300 character limit, okay, for connection requests, okay? So make sure that when you're doing a connection request, you have to keep it small, simple, and to the point, all right? The best thing to do with connection requests is to personalize the message as much as possible. So where if you do automation, which I do automation, okay, and I do basically, I do both within the company, okay? We do both. We do automation and we do manual outreach as well, right? So basically, we want to write Chris something exciting. So let's actually look at his profile first before we even do that. So the mad scientist of strength. Okay, so we can just see he's a co-founder of Kabuki Strength, right? So great. So let's just use that. The mad scientist. Let's use that. Oops. Oh, I already wrote him. I already have him. All right. We're not going to give an example on Chris because I've been prospecting for a long time. So actually, let's see what I wrote him, to be honest. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Where was it? How did I just do that? That was so fun. Message Chris. So like, so we already engaged, right? Can you explain the high ticket? This is an in-mail. So I hit him with an in-mail, okay? So let's just talk about in-mails really quick. When we do in-mails, you can do in-mails here if he has an open profile. So like if I wasn't connected with him and I want to message with him, you can write like an email, the same thing that we just did in that copy, the offer message right here in an in-mail for you guys, all right? So you could go here, you know, like you could even customize the mad scientist and getting more appointments. Right? So make it catchy, right? So we're talking about the mad scientist and more appointments. Two things that personalize him, what we sell. Okay. And then we could go into the offer message here, right? We could even, well, I'm not going to do it obviously because we already wrote him, but Chris, right? Or yeah, Chris, I came across your YouTube, you know, your channel from the mad scientist, right? And then you have your personalized structure, and then you could deliver that in an email. You can do, if you have Sales Navigator, you could do 50 of these a month, okay? All right, so that's that with in-mail. You guys, you want to touch on anything else, Raylan?
Yeah, I think what we could do now is just let's go through and maybe use one person as an example. We have a few questions. Actually, we can just go into the questions now. But so Jesse asked, what type of conversion do you see with this approach?
Okay, so
if you just explain like outbound and what's considered good.
Right. Well, I mean, look, 20 to like a 30% conversion is pretty good, right? If you have a 30% conversion on your copy, that's great. On cold, I mean, it's amazing, you know? And conversion into a booked appointment. So conversion is a very vague term. Everybody loves to use conversion. They like to use the word, it's used very generally. So conversion into, right? Conversion into a sale, conversion into a call, conversion into a conversation. So there's a lot of metrics that are involved in a conversion, okay? So when we're discussing conversion, right, it's a very vague term. So let's talk about conversion. What specifically are we discussing about conversion? So the things that matter in a conversion are your offer message. So what dictates the conversion from cold outbound to an appointment, right? So that's, of course, like the beginning of it, right? And then the sales process has its own conversion. So as far as marketing is concerned, marketing has its own conversion. Is your offer exciting enough for people to want to get on a call? Okay. Or is your offer trash? Okay. Or whatever you want to call it. It's not there yet. Let's be more delicate with the terms.
Shit.
Okay. So is your message exciting? So I actually wrote one. I want to show you guys one that I wrote today, actually yesterday, or I don't know what day I wrote it for a client. Actually, let's see if John, see if it comes up. Verbs work. I don't pull up yet because we haven't been, it's brand new. So let me pull it up for you guys. He has a sick offer, which I'm actually going to be partnering him on this offer because it's so cool. And I like it, which is rare. Yep. So the answer to conversion is making sure that your offer is exciting, your target is accurate, and you're doing outreach. So it's those three pieces. Okay. So what matters in a conversion are three things: your offer, the target, make sure you're talking to the right person to the offer. And then of course, let's see here, outreach, making sure you're outreaching. Okay. So as an example, so like his offer is like his solution. Okay. So remember we talked about intro, problem, solution. So he basically helps marketers create a new stream of income with his system. So basically his solution is, if we can give you access to 827 million LinkedIn profiles, send 5,000 emails a day, clean all your emails for with no bounces, and drive interested prospects to you, all for less than a pair of shoes, would you be interested in scheduling a call? Okay.
Phil, that might be your best work.
I know. Dude, that's why I was like, dude, I love this offer. So I'm like, I gotta get so nasty with this thing. So as an example, if I send a message like that to marketers that, I mean, want to do cold email, they want to have access to the database, they understand. So here's the thing is, do these people understand what you're selling as well? And are you making it simple for them to understand? Is your solution simple enough for them to consume it and say, yes, this is what I need? Or are you super, like it's all these things, we're making things confusing. It's like, what do you help me do? Okay, do you help me do this? Do you help me do that? Does that answer the conversion question?
He's saying sort of, yes.
Sort of. All right, well, then I mean, look, so basically every offer is never created equal. There's no standard number that makes it viable, right? To say, yes, it always should be this, right? If you're trying to talk to CEOs, everybody has a different offer. Everybody has a different target. If you're trying to talk to high-level CEOs about like some kind of internal playbook or some, because we have different clients for different industries, it's really about like, your audience, how many of these people are there, how big of a problem are you solving? So there's a lot of things that factor conversion, okay? And that's just, my opinion from doing this literally all day long.
From a client perspective, like as the client with Philip, I don't ever actually look at his conversions. I don't care. What I look for is, are people booking, and can I get them to convert? Now, granted, like he's not in charge of the actual sales call like I am. So that part of it, like I don't even factor in with Philip. It's not his fault if I suck at sales, which I don't. But also, I will say this though, Philip, this is why Philip's so basic, is Philip gets on my ass because I'm not gonna lie, his team is amazing, and they'll be pinging me like, hey, I need you to respond to this client. I don't know what to say. And I literally, I don't ever look at the messages. So yesterday was my favorite thing your team said to me, Philip. They said, they go, hey, Philip said, if you don't respond to this lead, he's gonna steal it. I was like, shit, all right.
Because we were on our end of day call. So our team has an end of day call. And then on the end of day call, we go over a message. I go over client specifics. I work with them to make sure we're improving what we're doing. And so I review conversations. I review the outbound strategies that we're doing. And then I look, she's like, oh, this one's for Raylan. How can we respond to this one? I was like, oh, this is a CEO. He has over 500 employees. I'm like, well, this is a good person that we could talk to. I said, let's see what Raylan has to say, and we'll just ask him. So I said, send it to him, but make sure you tell him that if he doesn't follow up with a lead, then I will. And she made sure when we got off the call, she wrote it and said it and stuff. It was funny. It was hilarious.
So here's the cool, I think, challenge, Philip. So just so you know, guys, per usual, you should get used to it. We are going to skip the 10-minute break that we have in the agenda. And I think we just go right into kind of working on some of this stuff. So here's what I want to do is, first and foremost, I think let's give one example of how we could break out this thing. And then also I want to show the versatility of whether or not, like, to show that it can also work in the corporate space as well. So here's what I want to do actually is, Michelle, are you still prospecting on LinkedIn? You better be.
Absolutely. It's my home.
Michelle actually has a really awesome offer, working with HR professionals. So can we play around with her copy for the next maybe 10 minutes, just to give everyone an example of how we actually come up with this first message on LinkedIn. And then that way we can and after that, we'll give everyone 10 minutes to do it themselves. And then we'll get popping on masterminding it out. How's that sound? Sounds really good, Raylan. All right, let's do it.
Raylan makes it fun, man. That's good, dude. And guys, another thing about copy, you could always play with it and test it. Okay, so great. Our conversions, like what we want them to be, can we improve on the copy and the offer? The answer is usually always yes, right? Even if we come up with one that might work, look, if it works, keep using it. But hey, like, great, conversions are, 20%, 30% on the outreach and the numbers. And if not, how do we get it better, right? Always try to seek to improve as well. Okay.
Also, keep in mind this too, guys. Like, Philip and I meet once a month. We should be probably meeting more, but that's on me. But like once a month on the copy, and pretty much once a month we tweak it. And, honestly, like, since the offers like changed slightly, whatever, like, we're probably going to meet again and tweak it again. And it's already doing pretty well, but we need to get a little bit more clear on the fact that we're developing personal brands and stuff, right? Because also we're still losing out on some people because they're like, hey, we already make more than that. I'm like, no, that's a good thing. Like, yes, right, perfect, exactly. Right? So anyway, Michelle, can you explain to Philip what your offer is, what you're doing in the corporate space? And then maybe we can come up with, again, like a good outbound message for you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay. So I provide resilience workshops for employees and resilience training to people leaders, specifically helping them understand how to approach employees if they're struggling with a mental health challenge. And then the third piece is I offer resilience one-on-one coaching to executives and to employees.
Okay, so you are mentioning the how, okay?
Yes.
So those things you don't even want to put in copy. You want to put in solutions. So, okay, after they do the how, who are they and what is their organization? Like, we have to think selfishly as a prospect.
Yep.
Like, as an example, like our offers, we help you make 100 to 400K in 12 months working with us.
Right.
Oh, wow. Now, did we talk about appointments? Not really. We talked about what they really want. They want to make more money. They want to, like, so what is the end result? And these are the hardest things to come up with sometimes, especially with these unique offers.
Yes.
So go ahead. So tell me, I don't know if you want to share a screen or whatever you like to do.
I mean, this is so good. So I help keep employees engaged and working and healthy so that companies can achieve their goals and their deliverables.
So great. Perfect. What are metrics? And this is how we're really good at writing copy for our clients, because we go in deep. So like, as an example, and I always challenge my clients to do this. What are the metrics that these companies have received? So how many customers or clients have you gotten currently? Like, do you have any customers?
Yes.
Or success stories? Do you have success stories?
I do.
Okay. All right, perfect. So with those success stories, this is where we're going to gain metrics and ammunition to shoot out some new stuff, right?
Okay.
So it's like, hey, company that got these great results, so great, they got healthier, engagement went up, perfect. What are the metrics that your company has gained by implementing the strategies that we're working with your company? Was production up 20%? Was revenue here? Was this there? Was this there? What are the specifics that the company, and what you should be doing, when you get your next client on the onboarding process, you say, listen, we're going to do this for you, but I need you to gauge the next 3 to 6 months of results from what we do, from our work. And then what are the metrics, or what are we measuring, right? Because that's what these companies do. They measure crap. They measure shit all the time, which is good. That's how they grow, right? KPIs, XYZ, right? Like that's what they do. What are your KPIs as far as these things are concerned? And I would love to hear what those are, because we're trying to increase that for you, right? So we increase your key performance indicators by doing what? So the difference between somebody who's really good and somebody who's not really good is this right here. Okay, the gap of being like super in detail on how you're solving a problem for them. And then you're going to be like, listen, do you want production to be up 20%? Do you want this to be that? This is the solution that we're going to have to do.
So there's really 3 metrics, I think, for Michelle. One is increase in sick days, increase in production, increase in retention.
Yes, retention. Yes.
There you go. And keep it simple. I love it. You have those 3, right? Yep. Now we're going to work on, so great. We help, on average, our clients. So, hey, Joe from HR department, I love your company, personalized line, right? Mm-hmm. Then pain point. I see a lot of companies like yours in the market that we work with have problems with employee retention, right? The problems that they just have, the main 3 factors.
Yep.
We actually, and then of course, what's the next is pain point.
Pain point.
What's the next one that we went over? I went over earlier.
Solution.
Solution. Yeah. Great. We're helping companies like yours do increase by 20% in production and get right to 3, right? And then CTA. I would love to jump on a call with you to see how we can help you with that. Would that be something you'd be interested in discussing? Boom. Gold.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
I love it because it's that simple. And so here's what I want us to do now. So we're going to take the next 10 minutes and we're going to work on this ourselves. Again, does anybody have a question? Just unmute on what the structure of this is. And maybe I'll just repeat it one time for you guys. So I put it in the chat as well earlier on. So it's just intro, pain point, solution, call to action. That's it. Now, one thing I want you to add to that as well is I want you to add, who are you going to target specifically on LinkedIn? Who are you going to target? Because like Philip said, that's a big area of what you need to get right. If you don't know who you're talking to, it's everything. This will not work. Okay. So who are you going to target?
Let me piggyback off that really quick, Raylan. So here we go, guys. Targeting. I've had people come in and say, this is the people we need to talk to. I said, are these people the ones signing the checks? Are these people the ones signing the checks? Okay. And so, and another thing is, don't let your clients run you. Okay. You're the professional. You know your offer, you know your market. Don't let them sway you. Okay. Because they'll come in and try to say these things, and you have to be like, it's like, look, you're a doctor. If you go to the doctor and then the patient is there telling you what to do. Oh, well, this and that. Well, look, I didn't go, I've been in school for 8 to 10 years. I think I know what I'm doing. Like, do you want the doctor to be like, oh yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. And like, are you going to pay this person money? Are you going to pay this person money to solve your problems? I hope not.
Wait, that's like the perfect example ever, dude. You go to the doctor and you go, you know what? I think it's actually this. They go, you know what? You know
what? I think you're right. Okay. That was my 2 cents on that.
All right. So everyone clear on what the homework assignment is? Not homework. I mean, like what we're going to do right now, right? We're writing, who are we targeting? and then your intro, pain point, solution, call to action. If you want to go above and beyond, you get some extra points. Go find me one person on LinkedIn right now. And when we do the personalized intro, make sure like you put their name, like I want you to do this, and then literally extra bonus points for somebody that literally by the end of this session, which will be in the next 25 minutes, you fucking hit send. Okay. The whole point of these workshops is let's get the thing done. All right. So let's take 10 minutes. You guys know the drill. We're gonna play some lo-fi hip hop and get to work. And then when we come back in 10 minutes, we're gonna mastermind it out and see if we can get it done. All right. So per usual, let's go through what we have written so far. Who would like to go first and jump in the good old hot seat with Philip?
I'll go.
Kyle will be first.
What's up, Kyle?
Welcome to the hot seat, Kyle. How does it feel?
Oh,
Does it feel warm?
it's hot. Yeah, it's hot. It's gonna warm up this cold coffee I got.
There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Thanks for taking the time and being with us this morning.
Yeah,
So I'm looking to target companies that make around $5 to $10 million a year and have sales teams of 5 or more people.
Okay.
Right, or around that. That people that have grown, they're in growth, they're in hyper growth. They're starting to bring on more and more salespeople. So I found a gentleman on LinkedIn. His name's Dan. Runs a digital marketing team. Looks like they're in growth. So my email to him, my first step is, hi Dan, I came across your website and LinkedIn profile and noticed your team is constantly growing in the market.
Philip needs to see it. He's like a.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm a visual learner.
Like-
And also, just, can you start with the offer really quick? I just want to hear like what your offer is. Like, what are you doing for them?
Going in and essentially helping sales teams grow their mindset, change their mindset, and develop a sales process within organizations so they can close more deals with the leads they have and the salespeople they already have.
I think Kyle's going to be turning, essentially creating a coaching culture so that the sales reps self-assess, self-correct, and can close more, like essentially turning sales reps into managers. Essentially.
Yes.
All right, so
And
definitely work on the bold statement, the offer message. You should work on that. Come up with a couple iteration. I would spend like at least 2 hours on that, maybe with somebody or yourself, or put some stuff together. As far as like end results are concerned, because what you want to do is continually create a clear path for them to say, oh yeah, I have that problem. I could solve this, like for them, like just make it as simple and as powerful as possible. But all right, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I can't share my screen for some reason.
You may not have it on. Oh, it's on.
Yeah. I got a firewall up and it won't let me share.
Yeah, if it's gonna be
If you want to skip to somebody else, I can't share my screen.
I mean, you can just go. It's all good. I'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so my email to them was, hi Dan, I came across your website and LinkedIn profile and noticed your team is constantly growing in the marketing space. I've noticed a lot of companies in growth mode struggle to manage their sales teams and consistently close the leads they are generating. My name is Kyle, and I help companies like you structure their sales teams for maximum efficiency and productivity by focusing on their mindset, sales process, and overall collaboration they create with their prospects. As I mentioned, I found you on LinkedIn, and I have 2 to 3 ideas that I think could help your team close 2 to 3 times the deals you're currently closing. Are you open to learning more?
I like it. Perfect. Simple. I mean, it's good. You just gotta, I think a couple things is just to be, how long have you been using this? How long have you been selling this offer?
Not very long. It's
Okay.
essentially new.
Right. Yeah. So perfect. So whenever you get on calls with people, like with the founders, just ask them continually. It's like, right, we're building data, right? Every time we ask a question, we're building data. So, all right, great. So like if they don't buy, even when they don't buy, sometimes I ask, they usually never tell you after. So one thing that I'm actually working on, like, because sometimes I'm saying, okay, great. So, excuse me. you know, if you don't work with us, just tell me a couple of things that could solve the problems that you're having, right? And just try to get that, because it's going to help you build the offer. And, you know, ask a couple of the guys if they don't end up buying, you know, like, or if you think that's something that you need right now in this kind of space, what would that be? Right? Because that's going to help you continue to streamline your offer and your solution when you do that.
So create like the feedback loop.
100%, but ask for it on the call, because
Okay.
like sometimes I'll do it because I get a little lazy. Sometimes I'll say, great. So if you don't end up working with us, if you could just send me, you know, they never will, you know, usually I've maybe had one person do it. And I say, great, hey, you know, I'm following up. What was the reason that, you know, like you're not buying? You know, like what is the reason that you don't want that problem solved? Like we have the solution. What is stopping you from, you know, getting there? And so, like, of course, like on sales processes, like we have our own structure for sales process, but I'll just like kind of throw this out there. On sales process, you definitely want to build value for the offer as far as like what you do. So like it's called value stacking. I don't know if you ever do it, but you could value stack and say, great, if you know, if you were to hire a coach just to focus on your sales process or to do this, how much would it cost you? Or all the things that your solution does, you're gonna value add it, and then you're gonna say, great, well, we only do it for $10,000. Let's go. Let's solve the problem. Let's do it. I can help you, you know? So yeah, so I like that offer though. I think it's good. Just like I said, just keep, you know, reiterating as you go into the market. But the key to this whole thing is making sure you go to the market. Don't try to be perfect, guys. It doesn't exist, okay? Make sure you have a good solution. Hey, this sounds pretty good. Let's go, right? Great, now we have something. Okay, let's sell that, right? And as you continue to push it to the market, you will evolve your copy, your offer, your strategy. It will change, but you have to make sure that you go to the market to do that. Like
real quick, and then we're gonna go to Karina, because I know Karina, I've been like shoving into LinkedIn recently, so I want us to work on her stuff too.
Okay.
But really quick, Kyle, one thing to add, I gotta play around with the copy of it, but one thing we would add would be in the story of it is like we brought in 900. What was the dollar amount that I told you? Was it 900? It was like 950 something, whatever. $900,000 in the last year through creating a coaching culture, saving time, and then creating great sales leaders in the meantime.
Yes.
So we have proof there. And then because I want to remove mindset, because fucking people hate that. So
Yeah.
I'll use that line. We've brought in $900,000 in the last year with one of our clients, creating a coaching culture, saving you time and and then building great sales leaders within your company. Because we're targeting Philip. By the way, remember I told you we have that new.
Yeah. I thought about that when you introduced him. I'm like, oh, this sounds like Raylan was talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you work on it, but we're trying to get some work done before I have
right.
another thing. So anyway, because with this one, it's like on top of making you money, thank you, Jesse, 900,000 in additional revenue. On top of, hey, we're going to build a coaching culture. It's also we want to put in their mind as well that like, hey, because one of the biggest pain points, and maybe this is the other pain point, is that it's really, really hard to find good sales leaders right now. And you have to pay a shit ton of money to find a new one versus just building one from within. And so play around with saving time with like saving money and having to get new talent. We can help build the talent you already have, something like that.
There you go. Yeah, because you got to know their problems, right? Like even us, like we're hiring commission-based sales reps for our organization now because we're going to be pushing out new stuff and you know, making sure that like, you know, it's a different phase, but let's not get into it. But yeah, so it's good. Yeah, great job.
Awesome. Thanks for the feedback.
For sure.
All right, Miss Karina.
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't talk about the target in detail. Let me just really quick. What is the target? So, okay, great. So revenue is fine, but in LinkedIn, do you know what company size that is for targeting?
That's the part we got to figure out, right? Because it's like 5.
It's 11 to 50. That's what the answer is. The answer is 11 to 50.
50.
Yeah, because like, I mean, you could be doing how much you said? How much are they doing? You said in revenue?
Around like 5 to 10 million.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could be doing 5 to 10 million and, you know, with 10 people, but you know, the target that you're looking for is 11 to 50.
Yeah. Because the other thing is too, and this is why this is part of the fun of doing this, is like I told Kyle, I said, I think you should target 5 to 10 because the founder's still at play. Because then we can message the founder.
Yes.
Right. Versus if it's too big, then we got to message the CEO, who
Right.
then has a board, who then has, right?
Yeah, like right now we're doing a marketing outreach because this guy works with bigger retail companies. But look, when you're going to the big guys, you definitely want to do COO, like the top guys who are dealing with this problem for the company. And of course, don't get me wrong, you still want to target CEO, founder, right? You still want to do those targets as well. But when you're going to the bigger companies, you definitely still want to target the top people as well.
Right, Kyle,
Michelle has a great question.
What's the question? What's the question?
What scares me is tossing out data without having a concrete data that I can point to. My stuff is approximate. Is that okay? And the answer is yes. So don't be scared about that. You just say on average. So when it's making sure you're using the words on average,
Okay.
What our clients do is like 20%. This is what it looks like, right? So don't say approximate because in the end, it's just, that's not the case, you know?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. We have, by the way, we're doing really good at being on time today. Normally we're like way behind. And today we're like right on point. All right. Miss Karina, who is also a new US citizen. Welcome. It's exciting. She
Well,
did it.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you,
telling
guys.
dude, I tell you what, man, that test, I looked at it. Again, I'm just saying I wouldn't pass. I've been here my whole life. So kudos to you.
Takes work, takes work. Well, Philip, thank you so much. It has been, I'm very new to LinkedIn. I've been there like 3 to 4 months. Most of my leads are from Instagram. So I'm trying to go from do the both at the same time. Because also speaking with Raylan, he always tells me people on Instagram are so different from people on LinkedIn.
They are.
LinkedIn is like go
they're not big
direct.
buyers. They're very, quick results. I want fast things, and it's like buy now, and it's it's not really good. I mean, it's just what, especially if you're B2B. I mean, look, if you're B2B and you're not on LinkedIn, it's just like you got to go all in. And I have a little tactic. Raylan, can you bring up your LinkedIn page really quick? I want to show you guys something that's freaking phenomenal that will be really good. We haven't even done it yet. We're going to do it. I just haven't done it because we don't have a problem with like calls and stuff, but we have to get it done. If you can pull up your LinkedIn page really quick, I want to show you something really quick.
As fast as I can. I got 18 screens. Hold on.
Okay. Because I want to show you guys something that we're going to do that I know that would be freaking awesome if you guys do it. Okay, great.
Hey,
so go to go to your profile really quick. Yep, scroll down. Okay, so featured, keep going down to experience. Okay. Activity experience. All right. So this page right here, experience. I should have just talked about optimizing your LinkedIn profile, which we're not even really, I already know how to do all this stuff. I just haven't done it yet because it takes a lot of work and putting in all this stuff. But anyways, if you guys want to do it, you have the time, do this. Experience should be your case studies. No one cares about your past. People care about what you can do for them today. Okay. So your experience should be case study, helping, this person go from here, this person go from here. The next experience should be what you did with this company. You help them go to here, you help them go to here, and you have the stories. Experience should be case studies and drop down, boom, boom, boom. Education really doesn't matter anymore. Stories and what you can do today, what matters, especially in the space that you guys are in. And then if you scroll back up, go to right after activity. Keep going to, no, not scroll up, no, like right, this one right here. So featured. He's doing it great, right? Making sure that you're adding feature posts. You could do also case studies. The thing that people care about is stories, okay? That's what people care about. They're gonna relate to the most of everything that you can create for them, just like they see in your stories, oh my God, I helped a consultant go from here to here to here. Look at this consultant, is just like me. They're saying that, great, can this person help me do this? Yes, they can. Look, they did it with all these people, right? The strategy, people could care less about strategy, just so you guys know. They literally could care less on how you get them to the end result, whether it's outbound marketing, whether it's paid, whether it's through a coaching program where it doesn't matter. Hey, can this person get me here? Look at the stories. Yeah, they can. Look, they did it with these people. Great. Awesome.
Putting client success stories, holy shit, that is so good.
I knew you guys like that. That's why I wanted to give it to you.
Oh my God. All right.
All right, go ahead, Karina.
Yeah, Karina. Also, just so you know, you both are in Florida.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's great. So I'm going to share my screen if you want to, so you can see. And this is me. So I started first as a video producer. I have 8 years and 8 months on that. As you can see, personal branding coach and digital creator. I have it here. So I'm seeing all other pages to get inspired on how to set it up. And then I have my other full-time jobs here. I have the feature as Raylan has.
Perfect.
I have it right here, and well, the activity and all that. So basically, let me explain what is that I do. So I'm a personal branding coach. I help entrepreneurs and coaches use storytelling to build a connection between their brand and their business. Because I see a lot of disconnection and a lot of frustration of founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs that they're like, I'm putting my content out there. I'm talking about what I do, but people don't know who they are or what they focus on. So there's a big disconnection, like why they're not investing in my product, why there's no sales, why is there's no turnover? Well, because you don't share who you are, and people don't invest on a product by itself. They invest in the person.
They do.
So I am trying to get more into to leave the Instagram strategy to really understand the LinkedIn strategy. That's what I'm here at right now. Okay. So what I wrote down is the following: is that it's pain point. Did you know that the lack of clarity and purpose are the two main reasons entrepreneurs fail to build their business?
I'm sorry, can I pause you really quick, Karina?
Yes.
Can we talk? Let's talk about target, and then we'll work our way.
Okay.
Down.
Yeah.
Let's
the target is entrepreneurs and coaches.
Okay.
That's my target.
Coaches. Okay.
What is the other question?
How big? So let's be specific, right? So are they self-employed? Are they 1 to 10? Are they bigger organizations, right? Who is the main target is in specific in detail?
Okay, so main target is self-employed, yes, and others, coaches that make 10K plus, okay, per month.
Okay, self-employed, 10K plus, that makes sense. So I would definitely do the 1 to 10 and the self-employed people.
Okay.
So you could do both because it's the same space, right? Like they're 1 to 10 and self-employed, they're all around, obviously, from 0 to, $20,000-$30,000. That's where they're at a month. Okay. That's that space that you want to work into, right? You don't want to talk. I don't like a couple things that I don't like to target. I like to target companies that have people because they have money, right? So when you go to self-employed, not saying that all self-employed people won't have the revenue to pay you. How much is your offer? Like how much?
My offer is 5K.
Okay, so that's not expensive. So, yeah, you could do self-employed with that. I would look at how many stories do you have?
How many stories of people that I helped? Stories
that you helped, correct?
Like 10, 11, a little bit more. I just haven't put it out there.
Okay, yeah, 1,000,000%. That's what you need to do first, right? Is definitely put out the stories. And if you don't have the stories, get the stories. And if they don't want to do the stories, give them something for free to get the stories. Get the stories as fast as possible, even if you have to sacrifice something for it. That's how important the stories are. Or even have to give something to them for free or do something. Say, hey, listen, I know I helped you do X, Y, Z. Like, how can I get this story from you? And like, listen, I have a deadline. Make sure you look, just like anything in life, if you don't show how important it is, they won't treat it that way.
That's true.
They're going to treat it with the same level of, importance that you give it, right? So whenever you're asking for somebody, you have to say, listen, I have a deadline I'm trying to meet in the next 7 days. I'm trying to get these stories on the people I help. I know I helped you do X, Y, Z, because this is a challenge, right? To get stories from clients. I guarantee you everybody in here can raise their hand saying, I can't get stories from everybody, right? So there's strategy to do that as well. Okay, so definitely get the stories. All right, great.
I have them on Instagram, but I have to put them on LinkedIn. That's the thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. And then, so put those stories on the post, like I kind of just what we went over. And then, so we have the targets. Okay, great. Now let's go into, so you're targeting coaches and who else you said?
Entrepreneurs. And for example, coaches and entrepreneurs. I right now closed a new client, he is a lawyer, but he's very creative. He has more than 1 million subscribers everywhere, like in YouTube, Instagram. So he's not a solopreneur. He is a small business owner because he has only 15 employees.
Okay. So you see, and so are all your other clients, so like obviously like on Instagram, it's like a shotgun effect, right? It's like whoever's coming to me, an attorney, right? All these people. So why is your target a coach and I'm sorry, was it a coach entrepreneur? Okay, so I guess it's a good, like you can do entrepreneurs, just build data on this. And that's what you can do with LinkedIn. You can build data on because like even me, when we started out, we started targeting software as a service companies, because SaaS companies, I had a SaaS company before, I've worked with them, I needed the solution. But when I did marketing to them with my message, it didn't resonate and it didn't really convert well until we started doing the similar message to coaches. And then I was like, wow, coaches are actually needing something like this. The engagement's there. Let's stay here, right? Because if you don't have that and you're thinking, oh, this is my target and they're entrepreneurs and they're not buying and they're not responding, you gotta try another target. Okay.
Got it.
All right, great.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go into copy now.
Okay. So which one do you want? The pain point or the
Let's just start from the intro, the personalized line. Okay.
Okay. So already started your personal brand and are ready to stand out.
Is that okay? So are ready to start your personal brand or ready to stand out. Do you think that's powerful enough for somebody to click on?
No.
Okay, so let's continue to work on it, right? So it's like building a brand will build, millions of revenue. Oh, wow. You get what I'm saying? Like something like that pops, right? Because if they do build a brand, right? Brand it's one of the most important. That's like Nike. You can't take away from brand, right? Brand is always value, but you want to make sure that when you're building brand, like you do it the right way and you make it pop, right? So, but when you're writing copy, it's got to be exciting for people to want to click on it, right? All right, great. So something like, let's make that pop and then go to the next one.
Okay, so the pain point, did you know that the lack of clarity and purpose are the two main reasons entrepreneurs fail to build their business?
Okay, so Raylan, are we doing the person? Remember we had a person did you find a person and did it with the person yet or no? Isn't that what we're doing, Raylan? I just wanted to make sure that we're doing that.
Yeah, it would help if we just find like someone random on LinkedIn.
Okay, so I talked to this guy last week. I haven't followed up, so let me just.
But so so the purpose of like kind of what we're doing is to just kind of do what we're doing with the human. So.
Okay, so can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I started here. He connected with me. I say thank you for connecting. La la la. And then I asked him what was that he loved more about coaching. I like to start with a real conversation.
Right.
So then I asked him how long has been in the coaching space. And he says a few months. That's great. Are you currently creating content about what you can offer to your audience?
So Karina, real quick, sorry to cut you off. So you know how you said like you like to build relationship. Here's what I want you to think about in this terms, right? Because these are going to be cold people. The connections 2 and 3. And so the reason why he's like really being nitpicky about like that intro being super like a really good hook.
Okay.
Is because there's no relationship here.
Okay.
Like so we are just going right to them and going, hey, can I buy you a drink? That's basically what we're doing. And so here's what I want you to do. Go in the search bar, just like really quick.
But you're so effing attractive. That's why they're gonna be like, well, of course you can.
Yeah. Because the hook is so good.
Because exactly.
Okay, we gotta go somewhat fast because we're running late. I blame this on Philip. Okay, so here's the thing, and I want you to think about this too, Karina. And maybe let's do this. Philip, do you mind if Karina sends you a doc maybe with this real quick and you do me a favor and look at it after?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, and this is the only mind shift, and then we're going to move over to Michelle's segment. Is I want you to, this is the way that I look at LinkedIn, is this way. Instagram, you're going to get the coaches, the 5K offers all day, Karina. Like that is your field, arguably also YouTube. LinkedIn, treat it like this, go for broke. There is I'll put it this way, okay? What go for broke mean? So
Okay.
in wrestling, you gotta remember, guys, I'm a knuckle dragger.
Ya termino.
And so in my old wrestling days, there's a part when you're wrestling where if somebody, it's not like that other, what's that other non-sport, basketball. So you know, in basketball, when someone commits a foul, they immediately stop the play, okay? Well, in wrestling, if somebody makes a foul or does a penalty, right, they will let you continue wrestling for 10 seconds. The other person that got the foul committed on them, it's called go for broke. They can do whatever they want and they can still actually score. My point is, there's a time where that happens. Everyone in the arena would say, go for broke. It means you have nothing to lose. You have only anything to gain.
Yeah.
So on LinkedIn, I want you to think about this way, right? Remember how you said, I want to go for coaches. Why? Because you did it before? Fuck it. Let's go for the people, the CEOs. Let's go for the people that have 20 employees. It is perfectly possible that individuals make some really good money, but they have no brand. I have someone right now that I'm going after that has a $50 million SaaS company. He built it himself, no investors, no nothing. He has no personal brand, zero. And so we're going after him for the agency.
Definitely.
Because worst case scenario, he doesn't look at the message. Fuck it. Who cares?
Exactly.
So I want you to think about the first, obviously Philip will help you with the copy, but also I want you to think about who out there, maybe it is a small business, right? Maybe they're think about the lawyer, right? Like I would have never guessed that the people that we work with at the agency, our first client ever was a lawyer. I'm like, I don't know why he would want to work with us, but whatever, let's do it. Okay, he's literally my favorite client in the world, Doug, right? So just go for broke is what I'm saying.